Hello guys, I hope you are doing well. Today we'll be starting Python and Chatgpt. Okay, as you may know, since Chatgpt has been around for probably a year and a half, a little bit more, so it's a good tool to use, especially when it comes to Python, especially when it comes to AI and machine learning and so on. Especially we have few versions of Python. You have the paid one, which is Python 4 Plus. And we have the 3 point, which is the paid one. You can pay $20 a month if you want, or you can have the version 3.5. It's free, but it's limited. You cannot do any data analysis with it, or machine learning, or data science, and so forth. So the best way, if you're planning to use ChatGPT for good, the best way is to pay $20 a month, and you are free to use it. And it's you can pay on a monthly basis, or you can use probably 1 month. You test it if you like it. It's up to you. But again, it's very good tool to have. Okay, if you have the version number 4, it's a good tool to have, especially the version 4.0 or 4, doesn't matter. Okay, both of them are very good. Okay, and then now I'm gonna dive straight away on the code itself. Okay, on the code itself, what you have exactly, guys, you have this link here, and this link here, you can go straight away to this link, and it's a marvelous. Okay, so this link here, you can see there's a lot of Python, what you can do with it. If you can use it with a try it yourself, you write something and you see if it is good or not. Okay, if it can give you exactly a good result or not. You can troubleshoot it. You can use the matplot for the library. It's a library here for plotting things. You can use the machine learning, all the different functions of machine learning from this model linear regression. You can scatter plot. You can do the scaling of the data. I will show you this later on. Train test, as you may know. Training data and testing data is quite different. Okay, at the train first, if you have the data and you have 100 data points, for instance, you can take 75% of your data is going to be tested. It's going to be trained, and 25% is going to be tested, and you see the performance is good or not. Decision trees, etc., etc. Confusion matrix, just you name it. Here you can use SQL with Python. How to use SQL? SQL is the main database from many companies. Microsoft, you have Microsoft SQL. You have MySQL, this one which is free. You have SQL from Oracle. The many companies provide SQL, and you have the Python MongoDB, which is another database. It's quite popular. Okay, let's now go back exactly to the. So this is very important, guys. This link is very important. Please have a look at it. It's very, very good. Let's go back exactly to our Python stuff. We have the basic commands. You can print something. This is a string. This is a number, and this is a string again. So this the string fit a model with, that's the string until here. And 11 is the number, and the variables here are the string. So we can fit a model with 11 variables. Okay, you can calculate something, you can write anything, and ask Python to display it. And to display something, when you write something, always is a shift enter. It's a control enter. Okay, so it's control enter, and then you get a result. You have here, creates here, we have square brackets, creates a list named X, okay, with the square brackets, and it's containing 3 integers. So the X can take 3, 4, 5. Here you have the same here, and you can add, not adding an addition, but you can X plus Y. This is a X 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and you can add the 4, 9, 7. And the 4, 9, 7, and the new value of X plus Y is going to be this one. Okay, so you can have, for instance, a tuple. That's a tuple between brackets here. This is square brackets. It's a list. The tuple is between brackets, and the tuple is 1, 3, 8. Okay, Z equal this. Again, here the next one is we're gonna introduce you to numerical Python. What does that mean? Before you do anything with a library, first of all, you have to install it. Okay, to install a library, guys, you have to write a pip install and the name of the library. In this case, we're gonna install numpy first, and numpy, it means it's a numerical Python. That's what it means exactly. So once we install it, you write pip install numpy, and then we import numpy as np. You can import it as x, z, whatever you like. Okay, your name doesn't matter. Okay, so you have to import the numpy, and then you can start all the calculation you want here. You have an array here, which is 3, 4, 5, another array, which is 4, 9, 7, and you can add an array here, x plus 9, and here it's 3 plus 4 here, it's 7. Okay, because here it's a list. Okay, so it's and then here it's a list of numbers here because there's a bracket here. Okay, it's not square brackets. So you have to, the value of x is going to be 3, 4, 5, and the value of y is going to be 4, 9, 7. So we can add them, 7, 13, 12. The same here, it's we have x here, which is equal to this. If you want to see x, how does it look like from an array to, it's going to be like a matrix. So x is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1. All right. The dimension of x is going to be equal to 2, y equal to 2 exactly, because in Python, we start counting from 0, all right? This one is going to be 0, this one is going to be 1, and this one is going to be 2. That's why the dimension is equal to 2. The D type, what sort of values do we have here? There are all of them integer. If we include just one number here as a decimal point, or the float 64 or decimal point here, if you ask exactly the same, what sort of D type is it, what sort of numbers we have here, it's going to tell you it's a float 64. Again, the same here, the D type here is going to be here plus 64, because we, so if we dot here, and the number is going to be plus 64. And the X shape here, what does it mean? The X shape, what does it mean? It means we have here 3 rows and 2 columns. This is what it means here. You have to count exactly how many rows do we have in the X. Where is X here? If you go back to X, guys, if you go back to X, where is X? It's here. Okay, that's X here. That's X is here. We have 3 rows, which is 1, 2, and 3, and the number of columns is called 1 and 2. Okay, so so again here you have 3 rows and 2 columns. If you can add X sum, then exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. The same we can do it here. Okay, and then here we have here the reshape. Okay, it's a new function. Now, if you want to understand more about this, okay, probably this one is a lot easier. What we have done so far is a lot easier. What you can do here, and you can see exactly the output, and the output of the X for this one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the output here. We're printing because we are printing only the X. And here, when doing the reshape, is going to take another story. It's another story. Here with X reshape, if you want to take all this, okay, and then you Control C, you can copy that, and you go to Chatgpt, okay, and you paste it here. Then next line, you're going to say to Chatgpt, please explain the code above. Okay, so we have the code here, and ChatGPT will try to explain it, or probably we can say, please explain step by step the code above, and then return. Okay, and then the return. ChatGPT is going to think, is going to bring you exactly what you're trying to do. Okay, and here it will explain to you step by step. Okay, reshape, that's what it means here. Print, you see? So step by step execution is going to calculate this, is going to get you this, which is exactly the output. Okay, guys, this is exactly the output. If you go back to the output here, it's exactly this one and this one. Now, if you want to understand more detail about what happened, and Chatgpt, we gave the Chatgpt exactly the code here, and we asked Chatgpt to explain step by step the code above here, and Chatgpt will explain to you. Please, if you want to have your own code, just cut and paste it. And this is called the prompt. This is the place here is called the prompt, or this one is called the prompt. And you have to be very specific or very thorough about what you're asking to ChatGPT. Okay, you can't just write thousands of lines there. Okay, because in this case we have a code. You want to understand the code, write the code there, or cut and paste the code there, and then ask ChatGPT to explain it if you want to explain in detail, or you ask ChatGPT, please summarize it. You don't have to explain it. Please summarize it. And ChatGPT will explain to you everything here. Okay? That's number one to understand. We have the reshape here. We have the same thing here. Again, guys, it's not a rocket science here. Please just ask ChatGPT. Again, here, I can take this one. Okay, I take this one, Control C, this copy, and then I go to ChatGPT, explain the following code. And ChatGPT, I'm going to paste the code, which is again Control V, okay, and return. Okay, that's explain the following code, that's the code here, and he's going to explain it. Okay, he's not going through step by step to explain it, but explain exactly the print. First of all, the printer here. Okay, that's the explanation here. You start from here, and then you explain the next one, X shape 00. What does it mean? 5. X shape 00 means 5, and then it will explain it here, and then print the modified X shape array. Print the modified X shape array to explain. So what you can see here, you have just to read. Okay, you have just to read to explain. If sometimes why I'm giving you this, because sometimes it's for yourself first. If you want to get if you see code somewhere, okay, in any website, and you don't understand it, because you're limited by Python and so on, by your skills in Python, you can take that code, put it in ChatGPT, and then explain to you what does it mean. Okay, and through these guys, this is a process of learning, and the step is going to be a little bit faster than the step of on learning Python on your own. Okay, ChatGPT is here to help you and quicker. If you do this on a daily basis, okay, especially with the code, now if you see something somewhere like this, okay, then it's easy to understand what does it mean. Okay, so keep this in mind, please. ChatGPT is here to help you. Okay, now the next one is, I'm not going to go through this again. Now it's np.square of x. It gives you the square of x, square of 5, 4, 2, 5, 3, and 6. That's the square of each number here. Okay, so yeah, exactly the same. Here it gives you normal random numbers, size 50. You have 50 numbers here. This one is giving you 50 numbers here. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you for log equal 50. This one exactly the same. So anything to do with Python, if you don't understand it, go to ChatGPT. Still, if you don't understand it, please come back to me. Put it in the comment down there. I cannot understand what does it mean. I tried with ChatGPT. I cannot understand what does it mean. But 99.9%, you're going to understand it. What does it mean? Okay. So it's not only with Python. This is applied for C++, for C, for Java, and for R. R, as you may know, R, it has been developed in New Zealand and was designed mainly for statistics. Okay, you don't have to use it here. Okay, here we do everything with the Python. All right, so it's a very good stuff to have. Okay, if you don't understand code, please cut and paste it into ChatGPT and read the output. That's as simple as that. Now we're going to move to the graphics. The graphics, for instance, we're going to pip install Matplot. Matplot is used for graphics. Okay, it's a library used for graphics. You pip install, and you can see here it has been installed here. And then now we're going to import it. As you may know, don't import before installing something, otherwise it's going to be an error. Okay, so we have to import the Matplot library as PLT, as whatever. PLT means plot. Can as PLT, as PL40, doesn't matter. Okay, so plot. Okay, because this is by default. This is recognized by anyone who has been using Python. And then that's the size, that's figure size here, 8 by 8, which is 8 by 8 here. And then we have 100 points, x 100 up to 100 and y up to 100. And we ask the ChatGPT, sorry, we ask Python to plot x and y, x versus y, or y versus x, sorry, y versus x. Okay, and that's a plot. It's random stuff. Just to show you how it works. That's all. Okay, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, the next one is going to be the subplot, the same size here, but here we plot x and y, which is y here and x here. Keep this in mind. Does it mean x is going to be here and y is going to be here? No, it's the opposite. Y is going to be here and x will be here. And the O here, it's the shape of the data point here. Okay, it's O. Another one, data shape is plus. That's a plus here. Exactly the same. The marker is plus here. The marker here is O. Okay. Another one, 12 by 13. That's 12. That's 3. Sorry, 12 by 3. That's 12 and 3 here. And again, we will do exactly the same. Okay. Here, moving from plotting, we do the sequence and slice notation. We have a line space or space which is 0, 10, and we're moving every 6. Okay, so we're slicing this between 0 and 10 into 6 parts. Okay, then the first one is going to be 0, the second one is going to be 2 something or something, so it will be 6 numbers here. Okay, okay, if we slice 0 to 10 into 6, so we're going to have 0, 2 something, 4 something, 6 something, 8 something, and 10 something. Now, if you do it, 5 is a lot easier, maybe. It's a lot easier, 5 here, okay? And then we're going to have 0, 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10 straight away, okay? So here we have an arrange here, 0 between 0 and 10, and between 0 and 10, we make an arrangement here, or an arrange here, 0 to 9. What does it mean? 0, 1, 2, 3. It's sequential stuff, sequential. The same here. It's again here. We have hello world here, hello world, and then we're gonna take from 3 to 6. From 3, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we take from 3 to 6. Okay, which is 1, 2, 3. That's okay, and then we have LO. That's 1 here. Okay, that's 1 LO here. That's 6. Yeah, well, that's 3. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's LO here. And the same here. We slice it between 3 and 6, and we get exactly the same thing. As you can see here, it's going to be exactly the same output. We can do the indexing exactly the same. I'm going to show you in the indexing what does it mean in a case study. The indexing, you can have a look at this. You can write it or copy it and paste it into ChatGPT to explain to you what does it mean exactly. That's the Boolean index. It's yes and no, or 1 and 0, or false and true. It's just explanation here of the Boolean index, what we're going to see again in the case study. Here, that's the most interesting part here, which is the data function and loading data. Now you have data. You have data in SQL, or you have data in Excel, and you want to call this data and put this data in front of you in Python or in Jupyter. Okay, so this is one of the main functions here, which is read CSV. We're gonna call the data, read the data, and we're gonna explain this just now. Some of them we're gonna explain just now. Okay, so what you're gonna do here, we're gonna import something called pandas, SPD, and pandas is hard to present exactly the data into the data frame. Okay, if you see the data here, it's going to be in CSV file, and in CSV file, it's not really nice to see. Okay, just data. But I would like to put that data into a data frame. That's the bottom line. So before we import pandas, again, you have to put here something on the top here. Control A, not Control A, it's ESC-A, sorry. And here we're gonna write pip install pandas. Install pandas. And anything to do with pandas is related exactly to database, which is this one. Okay. And the name of the data, of the table we have, the data we have is called Koto-MPG, which is exactly miles per gallon. Okay, miles per gallon. And the data we have here, I'm gonna, if you want, I can show it to you now. Yep, I'm gonna show it to you now, guys. Okay, let me show you the data first. And these are the data, guys. That's the miles per gallon, number of cylinders, displacement, horsepower, the weight, acceleration, the model, the origin, and the name of the car. These are the names of the car. Okay, and these are the data available between my hands. Now, this data, I'm going to take it from here, from Excel, to put it into a data frame, Python. How to do that? I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, how to do that, guys? We're going to share it now as before. Exactly. Once we install the pandas, let's execute it. At least you can see how it works. Okay. When it's finished, we can do this one. Okay, it has been done before. So this one is finished. All right. And then what does it mean now? We're going to execute, we're going to import pandas SPD. First of all, this is very important to do. Now, if you're going to tackle any machine learning problem, the first thing to do, install, not install, you have to install it. So we're going to import NumPy, we're going to import pandas, we are going to import the matplot. That's the first thing to do, okay? And then later on, you can import and install exactly your models and your train test split, whatever you like, scaling stuff and so on, okay? At this stage, the beginning of your problem here is first import the pandas, or the libraries we can import at the same time. Import NumPy as NP. Okay, if you want to use it, you can import matplot as PLT. We have done this before. We have been importing this before, so you don't have to do it again in the same file. Okay, but if you change another file, we have to do it. All right. So once you have done this, this is the most important one, which is read CSV here. Okay, read CSV. What does it mean? You're going to read that file I showed you before in Excel in CSV format. Okay, and this one here, that's the name of the file. It's called Auto-MPG. Okay, and this is the location. And this is the location of the file. It's in my G drive under data. Okay, it's my D drive and the data. And read CSV is this one here. So you're going to read that file from that location. When you do this, and then you write auto, which is this one, okay, or you can call this one data, whatever you like. You can write auto is going to show you exactly that file on my Excel in this form. And these are the names of the columns. And this one, what you see 0, 1, 2, and so forth, is the index. Okay, that's the index. And this one, what you see here, the dots here, is the space between this and this. What does it mean? There's a lot of data here. Okay, there's a lot of data here. We're not going to display everything. Okay, the next one, I'm going to see exactly this data. Auto, it's called auto isnow.sum. What does it mean? How many missing values there are here? We don't know because you cannot see it. Okay, so the thing to do here is auto.isnow.sum. What does it mean? Sum here in each column. How many missing values do we have? As you can see here, in each column here, there's no missing value here. There's no missing, there's one missing value in horsepower. Okay, and there's a missing value here. Pardon me. Okay, here we can do auto info. Is going to tell you exactly what sort of data do we have, what type of data do we have here. Okay, and here is when you write auto or data.info, you're going to see that this data is, you can see here the number of data 398, except this one with horsepower is 397 because we have a missing value here. Okay, and here the D type here is going to be float data here, integer data here, and you can see here it's a floating data here. Okay, because it's a decimal numbers. These are decimal numbers. The cylinders are integer numbers and so forth. So this one here and this one is the horsepower is object with the horsepower here. This could be an integer number and so on. And then we can see something else with the car name. The car name, it's an object. And the car name here is an object. Okay, it's not decimal, it's not floating number, but an object. But we can convert again here if we're interested in the horsepower. We can convert it, horsepower is object, we can convert it from object to numerical number or to not floating, but integer numbers, all right? Another one here, if you want to display the horsepower column only, so we display it, auto horsepower, and we display exactly the same thing. 130, 165. We go back, it's 130, 165 here. Again here, the shape, auto shape, we have seen this before. Auto.shape, it will tell you how many rows do you have and how many columns do you have. You have 398 rows. If you go back, it's 398, okay, including the 0, okay, 398, and the number of columns here is going to be 9. Okay, that's you get this result or this output from shape, auto.shape. So the same here, etc. And here it's we drop NA. What does it mean, drop NA here? What's the number without the missing value? Okay, you drop the missing value and you count it. So it's going to be 397. Okay, so it's going to be 3. If I want to drop a row where there's a missing value, so it will display exactly 397 instead of 398. And the number of columns is exactly the same. Here we display the name of the columns. It's auto.columns. It will display the names of the columns we have. Here it will show you only column 3. It will show you auto column 3. So it will show you only 3 rows. That's what it means here. Okay, etc. So you can do anything you want, but I will advise you guys to use Chatgpt to understand more about this. The describe here is very important. I'm going to show you the describe here. The describe it will show you exactly the inverse. You can start with MPG, and here is going to show you, sorry, not the inverse. It's going to show you exactly the statistics here. So the describe here it will show you some statistics, okay? Some stats, okay? Some stats, all right. As you can see here, you have the names, exactly the same, the name of the columns here. You don't have the names of the card names because it doesn't give you any stats on the card names. It gives you only stats on numbers, all right? So you have to count them. The number is 397, 397, etc. The mean of those numbers of the column, the standard deviation, the minimum value of MPG, the 25% of the SPG, and we're going to discuss that. It's 50%, 75%. You remember 25%, 50%, and 75% is Q1, Q2, and Q3. And this is the maximum value, right? Maximum value of MPG is 46.6. So the maximum value of MPG here is 46.6. Okay, this is what it means. Here, the T, it shows you the transpose. The transpose, what does it mean? We have something like this in the beginning. Okay, you have something like this with the whole data. Okay, you have the whole data frame. Now you have the data. The columns are this way, and this is the. You have on the other side, you have the index. Now, if you do the transpose, it's going to show you exactly the opposite. So it's going to show you the index is going to be here, and the columns are going to be here. So twist, we change the direction of the table. Just to remind you guys, keep in mind we have done this in the matrix. Check. Check matrix transpose. Okay, we have done this in the matrix, guys. Okay, so it's as you can see here, see it as a matrix. The data frame, what you see here, you can see it as a matrix. Okay, that's why we have done some matrix to understand exactly the data frame. Okay, and you can multiply this by this or whatever. All right. So it's again here you have to show the MPG and horsepower. We have it here. Again, guys, you can play with it. You have Chatgpt. You have a lot of stuff. Let me show you. That's the name of the columns. That's the name of the some of the cars I want to show. Show exactly the names of the columns here and the data of these cars. Okay, MC Rebel and Ford Torino. That's MC Rebel, Torino. I'm going to show you all the data here. That's what they have. That's when you want to play exactly with the different tables. Okay, that's it. It's again. I gave you the solution for all that. You can play with this one. You can use your Chatgpt. You can create your own code here. Here, for instance, the introduction to Lambda. What does it mean here? Is we're gonna see a model year here greater than 80, which are these cars, and we're gonna show you exactly the weight and the origin. That's the weight and the origin. Okay, we have something before, yeah. This Lambda here, okay, that's model year greater than 80, and weight and origin. That's greater than 80. This model here, and weight and origin only. Now, if you want to show something else, the model year exactly the same, greater than 80, and DF will show you exactly the miles per gallon, sorry, greater than 30. It will show you different one, greater than 30 here, and then show you only the weight and the origin, the weight and the origin. So it's up to you to play all this combination. And please seek Chatgpt if you're stuck, okay? Otherwise, if you don't understand it again, come back to me in the comment. Please explain to me this. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here to do. We have the for loops. For loops is one of the easiest. I'm sure you guys have done this in the past. For loops, whether you have done it for Fortran, or you have done it for C++, or for Python, exactly the same. Please have a read of that. If you don't understand it, again, go back to ChatGPT, explain to you what it's all about. Okay, we plot something here. We have to plot something again here. horsepower versus MPG. That's horsepower versus MPG. MPG versus horsepower. The opposite, as I explained to you before, between X and Y. The last one should be Y, and the first one is going to be X. Okay. Here it's we have to see 3 columns. Okay, subplot 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, and the size of each one is 15 and 5, 15 and 5 for each one, and then we're going to see exactly the horsepower. The F size is 15 and 5, and we're going to see the horsepower versus the MPG. Okay, the horsepower versus the MPG in X1. What does it mean? X1 here, this is 0 and this is 1 in column number 1. Okay, and the other one, you can see it in 2 if you want. We're going to see it in 2. Let's try it with 2 here. Yeah, you see, in 2 is going to be 0, 1, and 2. Another one, we see some of the box plot here. This is called the box plot. And then you're going to plot exactly anything. 8 by 8, that's 8 by 8. I'm going to plot the MPG versus number of cylinder. That's MPG versus number of cylinder. You can see the box plot here. Okay, we're going to see more box plot in the future. And it's very interesting to understand exactly what this box plot is all about. What you see, this green light here is going to be the median for each column. Okay, the first one is going to be for the first column, the second column, and so on. Anything else? That's the subplot for the histogram here. Okay, that's a histogram. I'll plot the histogram here. Okay, that's another one, a histogram with the different style. Okay, we'll see this again more in the future. And that's the scatter plot, which is exactly this versus this, everything versus everything. Okay, that's a scatter plot. It's we call it the plotting dot scatter plot called matrix. Okay, for auto, for everything. So we're going to have here all the data versus all the data here. Okay, that's one of the plots you're going to see more, especially when it comes to the confusion matrix. We're going to see what does it mean, confusion matrix. The same here, gonna plot only MPG displacement and weight, MPG displacement and weight, and here exactly the same. Okay. Here we do exactly describe. It's about the statistics on only this MPG and weight. MPG and weight. We can see the count, how many of them, the mean, standard deviation, etc. All right. So it's a very interesting document here, guys, to get you start with Python here. Okay, but I recommend you at the same time visit this website and then try with ChatGPT everything you don't understand. If you don't understand it, please come back to me. I will explain to you exactly the code. All right. Okay, we finished this session, guys, and see you next one, which is going to be the EDA, which is exploratory data analysis. We start to dive into the some of the libraries. We start to dive into the plotting, a lot of plotting, and so on. This is it's a pre-processing of the data. It's a processing of the data or pre-processing of the data before we take the data to the different models. All right. Okay. See you then, and take care, guys, and see you next time.